Hello and welcome to Writer Rant, author advice in 5 minutes or less because I have to get back to writing and so do you. So this week is actually the finale of season 1 of Writer Rant. Amazingly enough, I'm going on a bit of a hiatus for the next couple of months because lo and behold, National Novel Writing Month is upon us. And even though it's started right now, I want to say to all of the people who are watching this right now, now's your chance to get on board. I know plenty of people kind of jump on the bandwagon for NaNoWriMo every November, and they start an account and they start writing in the first couple of days. And yeah, you might be a little bit behind, but hey, at least you're participating in it. And so this week I'd kind of like to put forth kind of the case for NaNoWriMo and why I do it. I've so far written, gosh, this will be my 8th year. So yeah, by the end of this November, I'll have written 8 books in 8 years. And I don't think I'd be able to do that unless I had NaNoWriMo, because when it comes down to it, it's a concrete goal with a concrete deadline. So it's 50,000 words in 30 days. And if you don't get there, it doesn't really matter. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just kind of this arbitrary goal, but it's something to strive for. And when it comes right down to it, it's just sitting down and writing. It's getting into a routine. It's just getting words on paper. It doesn't matter if they're good or not, because you're not going to have a novel if you just have a bunch of blank pages. You're going to have a novel if you have tons of pages of essentially crap, and you edit it later and you make it good, and you pull out the stuff that you're like, oh yeah, I was just writing this for a word war, or I was kind of just starting for the day in this section, and so it's not so good. So you filter out those things, but you filter those out later. You don't filter those out in November, and it's just writing that fast sometimes kind of helps unlock the little connections and neat little plot points that you wouldn't normally find if you had planned out in excruciating detail. I mean, so many of my books, I'll be writing along, and suddenly I'm like, oh, I should take the plot in this direction, or this character should do this thing, because in my head, everything's so fresh that I'm like, hey, I made this connection earlier in the book. I should connect them together and make something greater that I wouldn't have known unless I was writing as fast as I did. So yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it comes down to, is if you really want to write a novel, if you really want to write something of that scale, try out NaNoWriMo. Website's nanowrimo.org, and you can sign up and join a region and go join the write-ins that are going on in your area. And who knows, by the end of November, you may have the draft of your first novel sitting there on your computer, and that's something to certainly be proud of. And even if you didn't, you got something on the page that you didn't have before at the beginning of the month. So, what about you? Do you participate in NaNoWriMo, or have you thought about it? Drop a comment below, and in fact, put in your username on NaNoWriMo, and we can be writing buddies. And since this is the end of the season, thanks for watching all this year. I'll be back at the beginning of the year for more Writer Rant, so I hope you all will look forward to that. In the meantime, if you have anything that you have qualms with in writing or reading, just drop a comment below, and maybe I'll get to it in a future episode. So thanks for watching Writer Rant. I'm Benjamin M. Weilert.